can take everything away from you, but they can never take away your truth. They say I'm crazy. I really don't care. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. That's my prerogative. It's my prerogative. It's the way that I wanna live. It's my way. You can't tell me what to do. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. I don't need permission, make my own decisions. That's my prerogative.
Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful week. Today I am continuing with my Britney Spears discography journey, and we only have 2 more videos left in this series. This video today and then next week's video where I listen to a Blackout, which will be the final video in this Britney Spears discography journey. But today I will be listening to a compilation playlist that I created of songs from her greatest hits albums, bonus tracks, B-sides, and what have you. So there are 13 songs on this playlist, and we did open up the video with My Prerogative, and this song, I mean, don't get me started. I have so many fond memories listening to this song in my bedroom when I was a teenager. I mean, this was my jam for a little while. I was obsessed with this song and the music video. It's great. And at the time, I didn't know it was a cover. I just thought it was an original Britney Spears song. But I quickly learned that it is a cover of the Bobby Brown song. Now, Bobby Brown did originally record the song in 1988 for his album Don't Be Cruel. I really enjoy the cover, but a lot of people don't have the same opinion because I'm reading here that the cover received mixed to negative reviews. And one person said that it was a useless remake, which seems to exist solely for its video. So a lot of people don't like this cover. I'm sorry, but I really enjoy it. Even to this day, I think it's a great cover. It just releases your inner beast. It releases your inner sex beast. And I just really always enjoy listening to it. I think another reason why I enjoyed the song so much back then was because of the lyrics. It is pretty badass, and it's essentially just doing your own thing and not giving a shit about what people think or what people say. Everybody's talking all this stuff about me. Why don't they just let me live? I don't need permission, make my own decisions. That's my prerogative. So when I was going through my rebellious phase, I mean, I don't need permission, make my own decisions, that's my prerogative. So I could really relate to this song. And the song is the opener from her first Greatest Hits album, Greatest Hits My Prerogative from 2004. I am also going to mention that I've heard quite a few of the songs on this playlist already, but there are a few. There's about 4 songs on the playlist I haven't heard yet. And once we get to those songs, I'll let you know. So now we're going to move on to the second track of this playlist, which is also from the Greatest Hits My Prerogative album. And it's called I've Just Begun Having My Fun. Alrighty, that was track number 2. I've just begun having my fun. The memories, the memories, the memories. I remember when I really wanted to buy this Greatest Hits album. I was in high school and I was always trying to look for it in the record stores like Best Buy and even Walmart, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And I remember always asking the sales employees if they had Britney Spears' Greatest Hits album, and they never did. It was always out of stock. And so one day I finally saw it in a record store, and I immediately bought it, and I religiously played this greatest hits album nonstop. And for those of you who have seen the movie Bridesmaids, this song will ring a bell because this song is in the movie. This is another song that really resonated with me at the time because she's singing about just having fun. I've just begun having my fun. Inside me, there's something I found. I want to shop around. I've just begun to want to settle down. When I listened to this album back then, it's like I became a different persona. I became the person that I really wanted to be, but I couldn't be at that moment. So it was like an alter ego. I became my rebellious, crazy self, the person I just wanted to be. I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to be myself. And whenever I listened to this album, I really unleashed that alter persona. I just felt like I could just be who I really was. And of course, I didn't start being my own self until after high school, when I moved out and I started living with my dad and I got my first job and I was making my own money and going to the bar for the first time. I made a lot of memories there, and it was just a happy time of discovering in my life. So now we're going to move on to the third and final track from the Greatest Hits My Prerogative album, which is Do Something. Already, and that was a Do Something, and I don't think I need to tell you guys how much I enjoy this song, just like the other two tracks. I like to classify these three tracks as part of her In the Zone era, even though they're technically not, because In the Zone was released a year before this Greatest Hits album, but I feel like these three tracks are kind of a continuation of the In the Zone era. I feel like her In the Zone era was sexually liberating, and she was just at the peak of her confidence and just knowing who she was and just so overly damn fucking confident. Am I wrong? I mean, you just have to listen to In the Zone to really understand what I'm saying. It just reeks of not just sex, but just confidence and a strong, liberated woman, in my opinion. Obviously, there was Toxic and the music video for Toxic, but also Me Against the Music with Madonna. I mean, just sexy, 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 and I adore her In the Zone era. And speaking of In the Zone, I found two tracks in Apple Music that are B-sides. They are bonus tracks from the In the Zone era that I haven't heard yet, and they're called Don't Hang Up and The Answer. But before we check out those two tracks, I want to check out Walk On By, which is another B-side from the year 2000 from her Oops, I Did It Again era. And it's from her singles collection as well. And I have heard this song, and I always enjoy listening to it. It's a great song. Alrighty, that was Walk On By, and I don't have much to say about this song other than it's just a sweet, innocent song. And even though I love her In the Zone era, like I just said, I love her first few albums, especially her first album and her second album, Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again. It's just such an innocent bubblegum pop era, and I'm always gonna think of those albums for the rest of my life when I think of Britney Spears. And I think it was also because those were the first two eras that I was introduced to Britney Spears. I grew up with Britney Spears. I grew up when she burst onto the scene with Baby One More Time. So I think that's why those two albums resonate the most deeply with me. Even though I didn't listen to those albums growing up, I listened to the singles religiously, watched the music videos. But anyway, we are now gonna move on to the two bonus tracks from the In the Zone era. And the first one's gonna be Don't Hang Up. Alrighty, and that was Don't Hang Up. What kind of bop was that? Oh, I love this song. It's great. It fits right in with In the Zone, and wow. I might be overreacting, but this is a great song. I almost wish it wasn't a B-side. It kind of sounds like a B-side track, I won't lie, but I wish it was part of her In the Zone album. This is a great song. I enjoyed myself. 10 out of 10. That was great. The production was great. It sounds just like an In the Zone track, and it's a very moody, atmospheric song, and it's sexy as well, so I really enjoyed it. So now we're gonna move on to another track from the In the Zone era, a bonus track, and it's called The Answer. Alrighty, and that was The Answer. Oh my god, this was another great song. I honestly don't know what to say. I'm a little shook. These were great songs. Don't Hang Up and The Answer. 100%, 10 out of 10. I mean, I'm just rambling now. I don't know what to say other than I really enjoyed these last two songs. Wow. And you know what? I'm slowly coming to realize I think In the Zone might be my favorite Britney Spears album. I mean, this just confirms it. So now we're gonna move on to another two songs that I haven't heard yet, and they're from Britney and Kevin, Chaotic, the EP. I'm really excited, and I don't really know what to expect. I'm excited, I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, Kevin Federline and Britney Spears. I believe they also released a documentary at this time as well. It was actually a reality show. The initial stages of the relationship were chronicled in Spears' first reality show, Britney and Kevin, Chaotic, which aired on UPN in the spring of 2005. I don't recall watching a single episode of this show. In July of 2004, Britney Spears did announce her engagement to American dancer Kevin Federline, who she met 3 months before. And we all know how that turned out. So the first song from this EP we're gonna check out is Chaotic. Ha! That's my favorite part. Where was this song my whole life? This is another bop. I liked it. I honestly didn't think these songs would be very good because it's Britney and Kevin. It was part of the reality show, so I thought they would just be kind of mediocre, and I was proven wrong. Chaotic's a great song. I don't care what anyone says. This was a lot of fun to listen to. So now we're just gonna move on to the next song of Chaotic, Mona Lisa.
This is a story about Lisa and a little story to tell
Oh, she's telling us a story.
about Mona Lisa. She's the original. She's unforgettable. She's been gone. She's been gone. She's been gone. She was taken under as she starts to fall. She's been gone. She's been gone. She's been gone. It's kind of incredible.
That was very bizarre. I have a lot to say about this song. It was very spooky and weird, but oddly enough, I really enjoyed it. I would probably add this to my Halloween playlist just because it is a very spooky song and the production, the lyrics as well. But what's even more scary are the people singing in the hallway right now. No. The beginning of the song did remind me of Lucky because just like Lucky, she is telling a story. She's telling a story about Mona Lisa. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a little story to tell about Mona Lisa and how she suddenly fell. It is a great concept. She's saying everybody knew her, and now she's taking over to release her from her spell. She's the original. She's unforgettable. She wants you to know she's been cloned. I think that's the spookiest lyric in the song. She's been cloned. And I don't really want to bring this up, but it does remind me of... It's really stupid. We all know what's happening with Britney Spears right now in her life and her conservatorship and Instagram and reading the comments in a lot of her Instagram posts. A lot of us want to know if she's okay. Is she safe? Is she alive? And we don't know what's really happening. And people are commenting. Now, I'm all for a good conspiracy theory, but people have been saying, now I don't want to say it, I'm just telling you what other people have been saying, that apparently she might have been killed and cloned, and the Britney we have now isn't the real Britney. Now, I don't believe that, and I'm just sharing it with you because it just reminds me of those comments. It's kind of like the conspiracy theory of Avril Lavigne, how Avril Lavigne died a long time ago, and now we have a clone of Avril Lavigne named, what's her name? There are fans of Avril Lavigne who think she died and was replaced by a clone named Melissa. I mean, that's another conspiracy theory that is way out there. There are conspiracy theories that are intriguing and make sense if you read into them, and then there are other conspiracy theories that are just so ridiculous. From looking at her Instagram posts and her body language and the way she talks, it's just not the Britney we're used to. She is so different now, and it doesn't even look and sound like her anymore. And I know I'm kind of rambling now, but I'm hoping that one day when she gets out of her conservatorship that she can finally be Britney again. And in the song, she does go on to say, "Nobody really dies. Everyone, may we have a moment of silence right here." I don't know, I just think this is a really spooky song. I mean, lyrically, this is a very strong song, and there's lots of meaning behind it. And we have to remember that this was during a really interesting time in her life. This was in 2005, so this was before the big meltdown she experienced in, I think it was 2007, when her Blackout album was released, when she was shaving her head and the paparazzi was following her everywhere. She was all over the tabloids. So it was before that, but it was also after her In the Zone era. This was during her marriage to Kevin Federline. So it was a very interesting time in her life. And I feel like this is when it started to change. She met Kevin Federline, she got engaged, she got married, she got divorced, she had kids. So for those of you watching right now who are Britney historians and you know a lot more than me, tell me more about Britney's life at this time in 2005. her engagement and marriage to Kevin Federline. What was she going through? Because I feel like this was a big turning point in her life. And for those of you who don't know, obviously you probably do know, but I'm just gonna let you know that she does have 2 kids, Sean Preston Federline and Jaden James Federline. Sean was born in 2005 and Jaden was born in 2006. And then in 2006, Britney did divorce from Kevin Federline just 8 weeks after her son's arrival at the age of 24 years old. And now I feel like this is a great segue into the next song from Chaotic, which I've heard already, and it's also part of her singles collection, Someday I Will Understand.
Nothing seems to be the way that it used to. That someday I will understand what is left to be. I'll see it all in my baby. Someday you will agree, and you'll finally see. You'll see it all in your baby. See it all in your baby.
Alrighty, and that was Someday I Will Understand. This is... It's beautiful, yet it's heartbreaking at the same time. And it is written by Britney Spears. There are no other co-writers on this song from what I'm reading here. It's just Britney Spears, so she wrote this whole song, and it's one of my favorite Britney Spears ballads, if not my favorite Britney Spears ballad. And tell me somebody is watching over me, and that is all I'm praying, is that someday I will understand in God's whole plan and what he's done to me. But maybe someday I will breathe, and I'll finally see. I'll see it all in my baby. Just thinking about where she is now in the year 2020, it is so heartbreaking. But anyway, let's now move on. Let's actually jump ahead quite a few years to the year 2013. So this was 8 years later. In 2013, she released Ooh La La, the song from the soundtrack The Smurfs 2.
You don't have to look like a movie star. Can't nobody get down like us. Oh mama, baby, don't be shy. I see that spark flashing in your eye. So baby, come with me and be my ooh la la. I'll turn it up till the speakers pop. Break it down, show me what you got. Spin me around just the way I like. It feels so good, I don't wanna stop. So baby, come with me and be my ooh la la.
This is such an innocent and pure and cute and happy song. I remember when this song came out and I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I kind of rolled my eyes at it because it was just too cute. I was like, what is this? It was catchy, but I didn't really like it. But now, years later, I enjoy it a lot more because it is pure, it's innocent, it's not overly sexualized, there's no deep meaning to the song. It's just a cute, fun kids song. I do remember Britney's kids being in the music video though. Sean Preston and Jaden James. The video features Spears and her sons watching The Smurfs 2 in the theater, and I do remember that. So that's leading me to believe that she probably did the song for her kids, because this is a kids movie, and I think she wanted to record a song that her kids could be a part of and listen to. So I almost want to say that this might have been a gift to her 2 boys. So now we're actually going to go back a year to 2012, when she collaborated with will.i.am for his song Scream and Shout.
Bring the action.
When you hear this in the club, you gotta turn the shit up. You gotta turn the shit up. I wanna scream and shout and let it all out. We say oh, we oh, we oh, we oh.
Now, rockin' with will.i.am and
Britney, bitch. Oh yeah. Oh, we oh, we oh, we oh. We say oh, we oh, we oh, we oh.
now, rockin' with will.i.am and
Britney, bitch.
already, and that was Scream and Shout. And I remember this song being really popular when it was released. And when it got to the part where she says Britney bitch, which is sampled from Gimme More, her Blackout album, people just freaked out. I was never the biggest fan of this song, to be honest with you. I don't know, there's something about it. I do like will.i.am, but I feel like a lot of his songs are hit or miss, and this obviously wasn't a miss because Britney Spears is a part of it, and it's not a bad song. It definitely gets your body moving. This song was made for the clubs, you could tell. It's a good club song when you're drunk and having fun, but listening to it on your own, it's not as fun, and I'm still not the biggest fan of it. I am curious to know where this song landed on the Billboard Hot 100. And it says that it only reached 23. Oh, that's really weird. Okay, so it says in 2013, it peaked at 23. But in the year 2012, when the song came out, it peaked at number 3. Oh, that's really good. It peaked at number 1 in a lot of places, in particular, a lot of European countries. And it also peaked in Mexico, and it peaked at number 1 in Canada. And I remember that because back then I was religiously following the Billboard charts, and I remember the song peaking at number 1 in Canada, and I got really excited. Like I said already, I'm not the biggest fan of this song, but I still like dancing to it. It's definitely a good time, and I just have a lot of memories associated with this song when it came out. So now we're gonna jump ahead to the year 2015. When she released the iconic and groundbreaking collaboration with Iggy Azalea, Pretty Girls.
All around the world, pretty girls. Wipe the floor with all the boys. Pour the drinks, bring the noise. Just so pretty. Don't you know that it's always the same? From Australia around to LA. Eyes on us, like these all around the world, pretty girls. We're just so pretty. These bad girls in it, will make you lose your mind. While the boys making pretty hit it one more time. We're just so pretty.
Alrighty, and that was Pretty Girls with Iggy Azalea, one of Britney Spears' greatest hits of all time. No. I personally didn't mind the song when it came out. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people laughed at it, and it didn't do very well from my understanding. It did only peak at 29 on the US Billboard Hot 100, which if you think about it, it is pretty bad considering you have Britney Spears, who was still popular at the time. This was 2015. This was before Glory. And you have Iggy Azalea, and she was, all over the place with Fancy, and she was still a big name back then in 2015, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. When did Iggy Azalea's debut album come out? So the new classic, Iggy Azalea's debut album that had the iconic song Fancy, which was a huge hit. So Pretty Girls was released a year after, and considering how big Iggy was, I mean, peaking at only 29 with a pop titan like Britney Spears is pretty bad. And I also remember this song being co-written by Little Mix as well. But like I said already, I personally kind of liked the song. I didn't really have any issues with it. I thought it was fun to listen to, but a lot of people just didn't like it. I am curious to know if this song was supposed to be the lead single from Britney's new album, or it was just supposed to be a standalone single to not only boost Iggy Azalea's status and her popularity, but also to help boost Britney's status with the younger crowd, because a lot of younger people who didn't really listen to Britney Spears, they were listening to Iggy, so a lot of people were probably introduced to Britney through this song. So if you guys could let me know in the comments, I would really appreciate it. Was this supposed to be some sort of big hit for Britney, and then she would drop a new album with this being the lead single, or was it just supposed to be a standalone song? But anyway, we've come to the end of the playlist, and the final song we'll be checking out is 3 from the singles collection in 2009. This is another song I remember all too well. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. I actually think it debuted at number 1. It does say in October of 2009, 3 entered at number 14 on the US Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100. And then the following week, it debuted at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming Spears' third #1 single in the United States and breaking many of the chart records. It made Britney Spears the first artist in over 3 years to debut at the top position and the only non-American Idol artist in 11 years to do so. So this song was a huge hit for Britney Spears. Alrighty, and that was a 3, and this is a great song. It's also co-written by Max Martin, which is really nice, and obviously this song is about threesomes, having a threesomes, or who knows, maybe even 4. 3 or 4 on the floor, or if you don't like that, it could just be you and me. If you don't like the company, let's just do it you and me, or 3 or 4 on the floor. And as to whether I've had a threesome or not, so that is the entire playlist I created of greatest hits and bonus tracks. If I missed any songs, I'm so sorry. Let me know in the comments, but these were songs I found on Apple Music. I imagine there are other bonus tracks on YouTube and what have you. So what did you think of the songs I listened to? And I'm just gonna put it out there, but I'm hoping Britney's team releases a new album, a new compilation album filled with previously unreleased songs throughout the years and throughout the decades spanning her entire career. It seems to be a new trend, I'm hoping, because Mariah's doing it, Elton John is doing it, so hopefully more artists start jumping on the bandwagon. So I think that's all I wanted to say on the songs. In my next Britney video, we'll be moving on to the final album of this Britney Spears discography journey, Blackout. And that's gonna be a wrap. That's gonna be a wrap on my Britney Spears discography journey. And thanks for watching. So you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artists from any decade. You can find me on Apple Music, you can check out my playlist, and so on and so forth. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care. But I'm not done yet.